My brother slept with my fiancée, so I ruined everything they built together. I used to think betrayal only happened in movies or those crazy stories people post online. I never thought it would happen to me, especially not from the two people I trusted most. My younger brother, Jason, and my fiancée, Emily. Writing this still feels unreal sometimes because if someone had told me this story a few years ago, I would have defended them without hesitation. That's how much I loved them both. Emily and I had been together for 6 years. 6. We built an entire life together. Or at least I thought we did. We lived together, planned our wedding together, picked out furniture together, talked about kids, future trips, everything. And my brother? He was always around. Family dinners, holidays, random visits. I trusted him completely. He used to joke that Emily was the sister he never had. Funny now, isn't it? The signs were there. That's the worst part. Looking back now, I feel stupid for ignoring them. Jason texting her constantly. The inside jokes I wasn't part of. The way she'd suddenly smile at her phone and quickly lock it when I walked by. But every time I questioned it, I felt guilty. "That's your brother," she'd say. "Why are you acting weird?" And I'd apologize. Like an idiot, I'd apologize. One night changed everything. I remember it perfectly because I was supposed to be out of town for work. My flight got canceled because of bad weather, so I decided to just go home instead of staying at the airport hotel. It was around midnight when I got back. The house was dark except for the kitchen light. At first, I thought maybe Emily had fallen asleep watching TV or something. Then I heard laughter upstairs. Quiet, comfortable laughter. I walked up slowly, confused more than anything. And then I heard Jason's voice. My stomach dropped instantly. I remember standing outside the bedroom door, trying to convince myself there had to be another explanation. There wasn't. I opened the door. And there they were. My brother jumped up first. Emily looked frozen. Like she stopped breathing the moment she saw me. Nobody spoke for a few seconds. I think my brain was trying to protect me from understanding what I was looking at. Then Jason said, "Bro, wait, bro." I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, because I think something inside me snapped right there. Emily started crying immediately. "It's not what it looks like." I looked at her and said, "You're in our bed." Silence. Jason tried walking toward me, but I stepped back. I remember feeling physically sick, like I couldn't breathe properly. "How long?" I asked quietly. Nobody answered. "How long?" I shouted this time. Emily covered her face. Jason looked down. 8 months, he muttered. 8 months. 8 months of family dinners. 8 months of wedding planning. 8 months of me being the only idiot in the room. I left that night before I did something stupid. Drove around until morning with my phone blowing up nonstop. Calls, messages, voicemails. I ignored all of them. Then the apologies started. Emily crying, saying it just happened. Jason talking about how guilty he felt. Guilty. I hated that word after that. For weeks I felt destroyed. I stopped eating properly. Barely slept. My own mother begged me to forgive Jason because family is family. That sentence almost made me lose my mind. Nobody seemed to understand that he didn't just betray me. He humiliated me. Completely. Then one day something changed. I stopped being sad. And I got angry. Not loud anger. Worse. Calm anger. The kind that plans. See, Jason worked for me. I owned a small business, and I had spent years helping him build his career because he always struggled financially. Guess whose name was tied to everything? Mine. Guess who vouched for him professionally? Me. I started quietly pulling away. First, I removed him from major projects. Then I cut his access to important clients. Then I exposed something he thought I'd never mention. He had been stealing money from the business for over a year. Small amounts at first, then bigger ones. I had known for months and covered for him because he was my brother. Not anymore. I took everything to court. And I won. Jason lost his job. His reputation. Most of his friends disappeared the moment they realized the truth about him. Turns out people don't trust a guy who betrays his own brother and steals from him too. But I wasn't done. Emily thought she could just move on with him after destroying me. She posted pictures with him online a few months later like they were some happy couple. That hurt more than I expected. So I sent her fiancé videos. Every single one. Wedding venue deposits. Dress fittings. Voice notes about how excited she was to marry me while she was sleeping with Jason behind my back. Turns out Jason didn't like hearing that she used to cry over me either. And suddenly, their perfect relationship started falling apart. Funny how trust matters once you're the one being betrayed. About a year later, Emily showed up at my apartment crying. Actual tears. Mascara running down her face. Hands shaking. "I made the biggest mistake of my life," she said. I just stared at her. She talked about how Jason became controlling, jealous, angry all the time. How he constantly accused her of cheating because if she could betray her fiancé, she could betray him too. I almost laughed at the irony. Then she said something that honestly shocked me. "He hates himself," she whispered. "And he knows he ruined everything." Good. I wanted him to. A few weeks later, Jason called me for the first time in months. I almost didn't answer. His voice sounded exhausted. "You won," he said quietly. I didn't respond. Then he said something I'll probably never forget. "I traded my brother for a relationship that destroyed both of us." Silence. "I really am sorry," he added. And the crazy part? I believed him, but some apologies arrived too late. I told him I hoped he healed. Then I hung up. I haven't spoken to either of them since. And honestly, that's the real revenge. Living well while they live with what they did. Thank you for watching. Check out my channel for more stories like this. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Midnight Tea Stories.